culture, you as the woman, it's your responsibility and duty to look after the children, take care of the kitchen and other domestic activities. And as for me, the man, the head of the family, my duty is to making decisions, taking control of finances, putting bread on the table, and no one should question them.
My husband will always say that sex is a key to marriage. My husband will not ask for consent to have sex, regardless of how I feel.
My dad if I could go out on Friday night. He then said no and got upset and said that I was disrespecting him. And then he hit me.
I often call her fat, bitch, and ugly. I feel like she does not take care of herself. I often must remind her of her place.
Family in my community disowned me when I told them that I was lesbian. They told me that it was a disgrace to our culture and that I should be ashamed.
Like, breaks the wall, he throws chairs sometimes, and sometimes he also gives me a silent treatment.
I think it's my right to tell my wife that her cooking is not good enough. She needs to be better as a wife.
He would cheat on me and blame it on alcohol, saying he didn't know what he was doing. He'd then remind me if he were back home in Africa, he would have many wives. We are told that abortion is wrong, but nobody talks about sexual violence and whether the pregnancy happened as a result of sexual assault. Now, my community sees a woman that has had an abortion as a disgrace to womanhood because she's had an abortion. They would rather victim blame than consider the serious and complex reasons why someone would choose to have an abortion.
I constantly have to ask where she's going, who she's with. So now, I have a location tracker on her. I need to know where she goes. She's my wife.
Beats me to hospital level. So when I end up in hospital, I end up lying to the doctors about it, because the reason is if I told the doctors when I come home, there will be more consequences that I'll face at home. And it gives me fear and I'm scared, like, to express my feelings.
1 in 4 women have experienced physical abuse or sexual violence by current or former partner since the age of 15.
Australia, every single 3 minutes a woman is hospitalized as a result of domestic violence.
Because of the cultural beliefs in the African communities, like, men are more to believe that they are the head of the family and they will do anything to the woman and they will control them in anything. So if this narrative is not being changed, there's nothing we can move forward. So men need to understand that women are all equal as them.
Just because it always has been doesn't mean it should. Now you know, violence against your partner is preventable.
Responding calmly can make a difference. Don't practice domestic violence.
My fellow men out there, mistreating a woman is not right. That is inequality. Power imbalancement or power dominancy is a sign of domestic violence and is a major contributing factor in all domestic violences. Please, let's stop domestic violence. It's not right, and let's not practice something that is not right.
Remembering that bodies come in different shapes and sizes is important. If you're that boy still calling women fat and ugly, my friend, stop. I acknowledge my mistakes for being mean. So I want you to join me in learning and changing the world to end domestic violence. Don't practice what is not right.
Come join us, learning and educating others to end violence.
Racism is a form of prejudice and discrimination. It's always being homophobic. I want to be loved for my true self, respected by my community, no matter what. After all, love is love. Join me in learning and changing how to stop violence and discrimination towards our LGBTQ plus people.
To be a man doesn't mean you must be aggressive to resolve things. Think about Jesus, Nelson Mandela, Dr. Martin Luther King, and Gandhi. Where men exist without using control or violence. Being violent, dominant, aggressive, and controlling doesn't make you a man. Join me in learning and changing to end domestic violence. Don't practice what is not right.
Join me in learning and changing to end domestic violence. Don't practice what is not right.
Just remember, equality is key to a healthy relationship.
Domestic violence is not right. Let's start the conversation, let's learn, and change for the better.